What's happening, my beautiful people? My name is Mike LaBelle. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Normally, when we're discussing fraudulent activity, I come blacked out, suited and booted. Probably not gonna be actually wearing a suit. Black Air Force Ones, because we're gonna talk that heavy-ish. We're not giving positivity out today, but I've gone with the pink ensemble. If you're new around these parts, it's free to subscribe. Hook that up and drop a like on the video, and in the comments, you tell me about the players that have been frauds for you. Very subjective. This is part 3. We might do a part 4. Frankly speaking, I feel we should address players that don't give you that value that it states if we're analyzing and breaking down the foot item. That's the reality. It's part of FIFA. You want to keep this discussion going? At Mike LaBelle, Twitter, IG, Twitch, hit me on something. Criteria, relatively straightforward. I know that I need to define this fraudulent activity. High-rated underperformers in rotations, which means players are being used. These aren't just random players that we never see throughout a weekend league or division rivals or on the virtual pitch. The stats are fraudulent, and it is, of course, my opinion. So much subjectivity. We like to be bold in these parts. We don't hold our tongue. We're gonna be firing off. Fuego, where's the gasoline? I'm glad that we got that covered. Right off the rip, I saw a few tweets. Can we just take a second to address this? I want to know, do you agree, do you disagree? Attackers, 6 foot and up. I was thinking maybe 8 out of 10 are gonna struggle to be usable, or at least to get their full value due to that height. This year is not the year of the 6 foot plus crew, especially if you're not looking into wingers, attacking midfielders, or strikers. Tell me I'm wrong. Are there any players with stocky body types that you're gonna get down with the get down, dance floor, offensively, wiggle, work, rhythm, a little bit of that pace, paints the picture, tells the story, has the narrative? It's definitely a detriment. And then just for beautiful people, you love a good weekend league story. To get things underway, we have Eder. Eder is, he just feels incomplete, especially without the traits to compensate. Offset, no longer a member of the Migos. You're getting the sink, but you got no soap. Maybe you're missing hot water for your shower or your bath scenario. You have a bathtub. You got the bus, but you got no fuel. You got the bank account, but you got no money. Eder's just gonna leave you with more to be desired. Not meta. 6'3", nada. Gareth Bale, flashback. Where are you playing him? At best, maybe some sort of center mid role where he's trying to gallop through the midfield. He turns like your grandmother without her glasses at a 4-way stop. Or if you're in Europe, maybe more of a roundabout, which aren't that common in the US. If you didn't know that, now you do. At least not in the places that I've resided, which are mainly big cities. Bale's future is screaming out golf. Beautiful swing, putt, short-sighted. I'd love to be wrong because he's put in so much work for me throughout the years in FIFA. He's definitely a contributor to my success, even more so early on where he's overpowered. But I don't resonate or feel that we're gonna see more upward trajectory from Gareth Bale in terms of FIFA activity. Haaland, don't do it. This is like texting your ex-girlfriend after midnight with one of those, "What are you doing? Are you still up?" It's not a good idea. There's nothing good that can come from that. It's a no-go. You're having the soup and you didn't heat it up. You don't have milk with your cereal. If I needed a player to help me cut down trees, Haaland, I'm sure, would be a wonderful and qualified lumberjack. But until they upgrade his skills or his weak foot, they're just not building the ultimate attacker. You're limiting yourself. When I see him used currently, presently, happens every weekend league, someone tries to be bold. They want to incorporate him, and I understand. On the actual pitch, one of the best strikers in the world. Dynamic, powerful, explosive. Anime his hair would just start shooting back, turning colors. Could slap you to death. It would be his special trait. Pop, pop, pop. But in FIFA, we have limitations. Navas. Why do I still see him being used? Am I missing something? He's such a tiny presence on the virtual pitch, and we complement this type of body if you're an offensive player. But on the defensive end, he's getting shrugged. He's getting moved, grooved, pushed over, does not win 50-50s because he's much slimmer and he's not very tall. Undersized and a slim body type defensively, interceptions, not gonna happen for you. Big tackles, big breakups of the play, confrontations, he's not doing well with those. We got a fluffy bunny on the wings. Yannick Carrasco. Gone back and forth with this man. At one point, he was good value. Now I'm thinking he's a little more fraudulent. Let me give you my mind state, my perspective. And I've been wondering, is it just that he's 5'11"? Is that the issue? Because the 97 pace is a fraud. That's why we're here. I'm having a pace intervention. I don't think he's bad to use. I truly believe that. But I also fully stand by some of these statistics, face value. They don't align, they don't make sense, and they're not real. Jamie Vardy, not so much of a party. No weak foot, no skill moves, no chance that he is going to replicate 95 pace or 93 shooting, because you can't use both feet, and he's not one of those outside of the foot maestros or big timers. You don't get that trait of brilliance in terms of always being able to finish. You're limited, and it's obvious that you're limited. You're not gonna feel 90 dribbling. This is not the guy. His turning is gonna be kind of sus, especially if you're looking at lateral movement, side to side. Maybe you can counterattack via Vardy, deep through balls, but anything that includes build-up play, intricacy around the edge of the box, final third, you need that FIFA intimacy. Vardy just pushes through. He doesn't have that. Manuel Neuer, subjectively not good. I'm not sure if I should do a big breakdown, if there's a lot of analysis when we start talking about goalkeepers, because it is so opinionated. I just feel his 95 is worse than his normal foot item, which I actually like. So we've gone from a goalkeeper that represents, that I believe in, to a goalkeeper that I'm having second thoughts with. And it's the same guy with upgraded stats. How does that happen? Is it in the programming? Can you explain it? I have no idea. But that's how I feel about Neuer and his 95 in particular. We're going into that team of the season. You should list goalkeepers below that have been kind of dodgy for you, because I know firsthand and secondhand and third hand, I'm listening, hearsay. A lot of you have some strong opinions about goalkeepers this year. Fair enough. Lautaro Martinez. He's built to be a running back, not a striker. This is where we talk about body types, playing the wrong sport. Every year, he's always been missing something, and that's not changed in FIFA 21. Wide shoulders with a lot of power and strength, it just doesn't translate properly. He would need a complete resurface or reissue in order to sort of bring his item, I was gonna say back to life, but to properly represent what you need, what's necessary to have success in FIFA. Kai Havertz. Why does he cost 1.5 million coins? I could do a whole breakdown on just that. We should analyze this foot item just a moment. To reiterate, 1.5 million coins. Technically, that's over here. You're not feeling the 99 sprint speed. I've gone up against him a couple weekends consecutively in a regular rotation. I'm not intimidated. His turning is not there. You see the bounce, the agility, the 6'2", and he's kind of got a lankier build, and the side to side, the Texas two-step or the German two-step in this regard. I'm not talking about Euros. I'm not talking about potential. I'm not talking about improvements or growth of this foot item. We're talking about where it's currently at and what you are getting on the virtual pitch. I don't love it. Forsberg is this guy from Narnia. I can list stats. Everything's green. The pace, the shooting, the passing, the dribbling. I didn't enjoy using him at all. I completed this SBC, gave him a full weekend league. He got his own dedicated fraudulent video. The movement, slow-mo. He wasn't cutting left and cutting right. He wasn't impacting matches. He's not scoring goals. He's not creating, not orchestrating. I didn't like his passing. I didn't like his shooting. I didn't like the 1v1s, the matchups. I don't have a lot of positives here. I don't have superlatives. I need a refund. I want to make a take back. That would be a nice addition for SBCs. If you had a period of time where you could reinsert or trade in for some sort of credit SBCs that didn't work out. Maybe a 24-hour period. How many times have you unlocked the player, then actually put them into motion and said that there is no flow or fluidity? We're not swimming well in this ocean. I'm not maxing out my potential because the player is not capable. And then I'm stuck with my investment. Seems like a good place to wrap up the video. If you enjoyed it, please drop a like, especially if you want more of these fraudulent videos. Obviously, everything is completely my opinion. I take into consideration the community, but I definitely want to also share my personal experience playing with these players or against them. And then, of course, how the world feels. Twitch chat, comment section, social media. I try to make content that definitely could reach the masses, and that also applies to a larger base than just the hardcores, the niche-driven enthusiast. A lot of this is talking about myself in different unique manners. But if you're new around these parts, turn on the notification bell. We upload daily. I'm not sure if that's going to change. We do have a period upcoming, especially post-Euros, where we will be in between content phases as we're going from FIFA 21 to FIFA 22. And we're in the off-season then proper with the football world. It will be short-lived. We go year-round. I have a lot more coming out ASAP.